He sacrificed everything for his mother until one word changed everything. 8-year-old Nanwa hurriedly tied her mother to a stone pillar behind the school building and rushed towards the classroom. A few months earlier, her father had gone to the back mountain to chop firewood, slipped, and fallen into a deep ditch. When she returned home from school, her father was already dead. Her mother, who was already mentally challenged, became even more confused after the shock, only able to laugh foolishly and run around unattended. Nanwa had no choice but to take her mother to school. She would get up before dawn, wash her mother's face, dress her, and lead her to school. When the school gate wouldn't let them in, she would go around to the back wall, find a strip of coarse cloth behind the school building, and gently tie her mother to the pillar, repeatedly telling her not to run around and to wait patiently for her to finish class. Her mother tilted her head, drooling, and smiled weakly, unable to understand her mother's words, but clutching her son's clothes tightly. Nanwa resolutely pulled her mother's hand away and rushed into the classroom. Just as she stepped inside, the bell rang. She sat up straight, her eyes fixed on the blackboard, carefully writing down every word the teacher said in her notebook. She dared not let her mind wander. She knew that only by studying hard could she give her mother a better life. During the 10-minute breaks between classes, she wouldn't go out to play but would run to the back of the school building to see her mother. Her mother would either stare blankly at the sky or at the ants on the ground. When she saw her son coming, she would grin from ear to ear. Namwa's heart softened, and she went over and took her hand. "Is Mom thirsty? I'll get you some water." Days passed like this, hard but fulfilling. Every day, Nanwa looked forward to Fridays when the school cafeteria would have a special meal with big chicken legs. She would get her rice, put the chicken leg in her lunchbox, peel some rice and vegetables, and close the lid. She would quickly run to the back of the school building, find her mother, untie the wide cloth strip binding her, find a step to help her mother sit down, and feed her bite by bite. When her mother saw the chicken leg, she would grab the spoon and eat it heartily, oil smeared all over her face, but she ate with great relish. Namwa watched with a smile on her face. As long as her mother was full, she was happy. After her mother finished all the rice and chicken legs, she let out a satisfied burp. Nan would eat her mother to the pillar with the cloth strips, turned around, and went into the cafeteria. All the other students had left. The tables were littered with leftover food and bones. Nan was squatted down, picked up a chicken leg bone someone else had gnawed on, and slowly ate the scraps of meat. Her homeroom teacher happened to pass by and saw this. Tears instantly welled up in her eyes. She went over and squatted down. "Why are you eating this?" Nanwa was startled and quickly hid the bone, lowering her head and whispering, "I'm just happy to be full. I'm not hungry." Teacherly pulled her up. "Silly child, you're still growing. You can't eat this. From now on, bring your mother to the cafeteria. I'll talk to your teacher and bring an extra portion of food every day so you can eat together." Nanwa looked up, tears streaming down her face, nodding vigorously and repeatedly saying, "Thank you, teacher." For the next few days, Nanwa brought her mother to the cafeteria every day. The two of them could finally eat hot meals together. But their peace didn't last long. One day, the cafeteria was crowded and noisy. Her mother was suddenly startled, screaming and accidentally knocking over her bowl, splashing soup all over a nearby student. The surrounding classmates were terrified. A few mischievous children pointed and shouted, "She's stupid! She's stupid!" The mother, even more frightened, curled up on the ground, crying, her hands covering her head, too afraid to move. Nanwa rushed over, hugging her mother and comforting her while bending down to apologize to the classmates. Her face flushed red, tears welling in her eyes, but refusing to fall. The cafeteria worker, seeing this, frowned and tried to kick them out, saying they were disturbing other students. Nanwa gripped her mother's hand, trembling, unsure what to do. Just then, Teacher Lee arrived and stopped the worker, explaining everything about Nanwa's family. The worker sighed and stopped trying to kick them out. The classmates who had been jeering earlier also came over with their heads down, quietly apologizing to Nanwa. Teacher Lee comforted the mother, got her food again, and ate with the two of them. From then on, no one mocked the mother anymore, and everyone started helping Nanwa. Some bought snacks. Some helped watch over her mother during breaks so she could focus on her homework, and the school waived her tuition and meal fees, even applying for a subsidy, so she no longer had to worry about food. Nanwa worked even harder, arriving at the classroom earliest and leaving latest every day, managing the household chores impeccably. One night, Nanwa suddenly developed a high fever, feeling weak and unsteady. She lay in bed wanting to cook for her mother, but couldn't get up. Seeing her distress, her mother paced anxiously, running around the bed and touching her son's forehead. Feeling the heat, she quickly withdrew her hand. Then, Nanwa ran out the door, stumbling all the way to the village clinic. Unable to speak, she pointed to her forehead and then towards home, repeatedly calling out, "Baby." The doctor at the clinic, seeing her distress, guessed that her child was sick. He followed her home, took Nanwa's temperature, gave her medicine, and even cooked her some porridge. Nanwa, still half asleep, watched her mother by the bedside, her hand lingering on hers, feeling a mix of sadness and warmth in her heart. After the fever subsided, Nanwa noticed a change in her mother. She no longer wandered off, and instead of being tied up for school, she would sit obediently by the pillar waiting for her son to come home. At mealtimes, she would gently push her bowl towards her son, wanting him to eat first, clearly calling out, "Baby, eat." Nanwa's chopsticks fell to the table, and he stood there stunned for a long time, tears streaming down his face, before he hugged his mother tightly. All the years of hardship, all the toil, felt worthwhile the moment his mother called him baby. Afterwards, his mother seemed to recover somewhat. She could understand her son's words, help him pass things, and stay quietly by his side. Nanwa continued to study diligently, achieving top grades. Teachers and neighbors often helped her, and she no longer felt life was hard because she had her mother, her loving teachers, her kind neighbors, and her own unwavering determination. She walked home from school hand in hand with her mother, the warm sunlight on them. She knew that as long as her mother was there, and as long as she worked hard, life would get better and better. Years later, Nanwa stood outside the college entrance examination hall, the sunlight falling on her tall figure, just like the warm light on her way home from school years ago. Inside the exam hall, she diligently wrote, the scratching of her pen on the paper mingling with the sounds of taking notes years ago. The moment she stepped out, she rushed to the school gate and saw that familiar figure, standing on tiptoe, peering out, a peeled candy clutched in her hand. She reached out and took her mother's hand. The warmth of her palm was like the rising sun. Her mother smiled, tilting her head, and ruffled her hair, calling out clearly, "Baby, come home." Their shadows stretched long, leading towards home. She knew the road ahead was long and arduous, but as long as she held her mother's hand, carrying love and hope in her heart, every step forward would be a smooth path towards the sun.